Hi, Coach. Been kind of a long, busy summer for this program, and now comes kind of the fun part of the cross country season getting going. What's been your observations so far early on with practice going?
Well, it's been great. You know, these kids came off of what was a really solid summer of training. Most of them are hitting their highest mileage ever. It's a little bit of a different approach than what some of the older kids have been used to, but they're really strong right now. I've actually been really impressed with what I've seen in just the first 10 days of practice. It's been strength that they've never had, the endurance that they've never had, and some of the guys are even standing taller when they run. So everybody's looking really good. It's a pretty big freshman class, so coming in, we had 9 guys and there's 6 girls, and we didn't really know what to expect out of them either, but on one hand it's really good because they come in with a lot of talent and ability, but then on the other hand I see that there's still a lot of work to be done, and so there's a lot of potential to improve in even just this first season.
What have been some of the focus points early on these first couple of runs with this group?
One thing, making sure they don't run too fast. A lot of times you come back to campus and everybody's excited, and so they get together and they run too fast, and I've been really preaching that there's a pace range that we're looking for on a lot of these workouts. It's still at the end of base mileage, so you build a base so that you can then get faster throughout the year and work on your speed and your turnover so that you can prime for the postseason races. And right now I just need them to stay in a little bit of a range, not get outside of that, not get too eager early on in the workouts. And today we had a long threshold run. It was about somewhere between 6 and 8 miles depending on where these kids are coming from. And I think that they all did an excellent job. I've been, again, trying to teach them what that means to be within their range, and trying to teach them what it means for their heart rate throughout a workout like this. They're going to grow a lot. They're going to learn what their body is capable of right now, and we'll train in a sense that they'll understand their fitness. And the goal is to get to postseason races and the MAC championships so that they know exactly how to expend their energy in a way that will give them the best kick in the finish, and hopefully we'll come out really well this year.
The first step towards that end of the season is this first meet at Indiana. What are some of the things you're hoping to see the team take out of this?
So primarily we want to run as a group. I want everybody to kind of gauge themselves off of each other. I want them to be very conservative up front, and then we'll race in the last 2 or 3K of the race. There's not going to be a ton of tremendous talent in the race. I think it's going to be a very small meet compared to some of the bigger championship races. So it's more of an early season meet. Get out there, get in uniform, go through the warm-up, get some of the nerves out of your system so that when we go up to the Spartan Invite a couple weeks later, they'll be more prepared for a big race.
All right, Steve, Indiana opened this weekend with the first race of the season. Team just got back a week ago. I guess what have you been up to over the summer as far as getting ready for this season?
Just lots of miles, getting lots of miles in, getting ready to handle a big season. So you got to have lots of miles to get a good base to handle the workouts that we're doing here. So just doing lots of miles over the summer at a decent pace.
Obviously, the last couple of years, Joe Stewart was kind of the person at the top that was a lot of name recognition with what he did. A lot of the depth really seemed to really mesh pretty well and start running in pretty close packs towards the end of the season. How's that going to help as far as the group coming back, really kind of being at about the same level?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, I think, because we not only have that pack from last year, and not only did we get faster, but I think we added a lot of good freshmen to that pack. So it only got deeper. So it's going to be really fun to run.
First race this weekend over at Indiana. I guess what's kind of the race strategy going in to get this season started on a good note?
I think we're going to take it nice and easy for the first 5K and try to everyone stick together as a team, and then really let loose that last 3K and see what we're made of.
Maria, summer's basically over and the season begins in Indiana this weekend. What have you been doing over the last few months to kind of prepare for this season?
Yeah, so over the summer I hit pretty high mileage, which was really nice. I know after track season I took a nice long break and kind of regrouped, and then during the summer just really built up to high mileage and hit my highest mileage I've ever hit in my life. So that was pretty cool and feeling pretty confident going into this season. And I know our team has hit high mileage and we're all in shape and looking good and ready to go.
Your observations, you mentioned everybody in pretty good shape. The first couple of practices, what have been some of your observations of that with their group?
I think that the first couple of practices have unfolded really nicely. I think that a lot of girls on our team have hit the highest mileage they've ever hit in their lives, and they're just excited to be here. And we have really good team chemistry going on, and I think everybody's kind of found their running partner and really helped pushing each other. I think it's going to be a great year.
To that end, what's kind of the race strategy going into this first race over at Indiana?
I think the race strategy is to just kind of like go out conservative for the first 3K, and then the last 2K definitely go into race mode. I think we're going to start out conservative and probably try to run as a team and run as a big red pack, and then that last 2K just start picking off teams because we definitely know we can be up there with some of the top girls.